There is an optional beta branch for CSGO with a new anti-cheat measure. This new build will significantly restrict which programs and files you can use while playing the game. The idea here is, rather than waiting on VAC to detect a known cheat, the game can simply prevent users from starting a game in the first place while certain programs are running. It should allow for better protection against known cheat programs and stuff like that. Don't expect to be unaffected by it just because you don't cheat. I booted it up and it informed me that 2 of my programs are on the naughty list. Anti-malware provider, I assume, is part of Kaspersky, and the other one was messagebus.dll, which is part of my aimbot. This notification menu gave me 2 choices, either for the game to block these programs or for me to restart in untrusted, which would allow these programs to run but would drop me to low trust factor, putting me against more blatant cheaters and griefers. It seems like this will eventually be added to the game settings menu as the secure launch option, adding to the other measures like Prime and Trust Factor as ways of ensuring more stringent rules to separate the good players from the bad. As for why this was added, I'm not part of Valve, so I don't know the exact reason. Maybe they were frustrated by the limitations of the VAC system and wanted a simple way of blocking problem cheating applications before they could be used to ruin games. I want to stress that VAC is not a bad system. Like most traditional anti-cheat measures, it's only as good as its database of known and detectable cheats. If Valve adds a popular cheat to it, then it's suddenly good for a while. If they don't, then it's bad. It's a game of cat and mouse, and how good VAC is likely changes on a daily basis. The goal of VAC was never to eradicate all cheating from the game, but instead to serve as an almost perfect indicator that a player with a VAC ban was, indeed, cheating. This makes the system different from other, more predictive anti-cheat systems, which may give you a ban simply because you are running a program that behaved a bit like a cheat. If you get banned for cheating in PUBG, then it might just be because the game took a disliking to that shutdown timer program you left running in the background. But VAC as a system only works if it only bans people who were cheating. If there are false positives with it, then it would fail at its intended purpose. Valve takes this seriously and will investigate those who have been incorrectly VAC banned, because the system will only work if people have confidence in it. Let me reiterate, the idea of VAC isn't to ban 100% of cheaters, but rather to ensure that a VAC ban means that there was a near 100% chance that they were cheating. And I suspect it plays a key role in the trust factor system by secretly tracking players who were VAC banned, who then move on to new accounts to be able to play the game again. And maybe Valorant played a part in this as well. Valorant has an extremely intrusive anti-cheat system, accessing the very core of your PC. An anti-cheat system is still only as good as the code it's based on, but while such an invasive system has come under criticism by some, it has given others peace of mind. For Valorant's anti-cheat to have such control over a PC must surely mean it's better than CSGO's can be. A common belief I see is that some players don't mind a more intrusive anti-cheat method if it means they don't have to play with cheaters, so if a system like this can give them peace of mind, why not include it? Now, this new system isn't the same as Valorant's. It's nowhere near as intrusive or anything like that, but it's still a measure that could punish the experience for non-cheaters simply because they happen to share a game with cheaters. What if I do want to up the contrast with Nvidia's game filter option? It's not a case of having something to hide, but rather, why should my experience be compromised because other people cheat in a game that I play? And how am I going to feel if, after sacrificing my own experience, I still encounter a cheater in a match? It will be interesting to see how Valve chooses to go forward with this new setting. I see so many comments on my videos from people saying that CSGO's anti-cheat is lacking. But bear in mind, we now have VAC, Trust Factor, Prime, Overwatch, AI scanning every game, and now this as well, to all serve as barriers or as ways of distancing us from suspected cheaters. Aside from going all out with invasive anti-cheat like Valorant's, which is still only as good as the code it's based on, I can't think of what else Valve can do at this point, other than to invest even more time into keeping VAC updated and the Overwatch system safe from botting, abuse and exploits, which, let's face it, is an ongoing process already. So right now, it's an optional beta that you can opt into by right-clicking on CSGO in Steam, Properties, Betas, and by choosing RC1. A lot of people have been reporting stutters and poor performance with this enabled. But this is what betas are for, so if you are having problems with it, then just revert to the normal CSGO version again. I'll post a few videos on screen here if you'd like to learn more about CSGO's current anti-cheat systems, some of which I believe to be unique to the game.